Welcome to our fucking podcast. Not so Hollywood. Hello. Yo, what's up? I'm Laci.
And I'm Jesaiah.
Also known as Jess.
Yep. And this is Laci and Jess.
Welcome to our fucking podcast.
And this is going to be our first episode of Not So Hollywood. This is episode 1.
Episode 1 of our podcast. We've been talking about doing this for a while. And for those that are listening, we've recorded some. And the audio is fucking ass. So here we are.
Ass out the wazoo. So apparently, I mean, we're not going to go into the super technical audio engineering stuff because you guys probably don't want to hear about that.
True.
But just so we know, we're very educated in that section. And the podcast we had originally recorded was very corrupted with just all kinds of
problems. But you know, at least we give a shit about it to do it the right way before posting it.
Yes. And this is going to be the right way. So, hi, guys.
So, hi. Okay, so I guess for those that are going to be listening and kind of don't know us, we should kind of talk about how we met and, like, everything. For those that don't know, me and Jesaiah are, like, best friends. We're, like, sisters. We've known each other for a very fucking long time.
Like a month. No, I'm just kidding.
We met. That's literally bitches in LA.
Bitches in LA.
That's my best friend. They met last week.
Like last week.
No, we've known each other since you've been in LA, right? About.
Yeah. So, I mean, like 5 years.
5 years.
I would have to say. But, like, I feel like I've known you a long time.
I feel like I've known you my whole life.
Because I feel like we've seen each other in so many different stages in life.
Dude. 100%. Fuck.
Yeah. You know, and it's crazy to see where we're at now in life.
No, for sure. It's very 180'd a lot.
And that's how it is here in LA, which is why we kind of titled this podcast Not So Hollywood, is because, you know, here in LA, things are very fast-paced and
fake
and superficial. But there's also a lot of really good, real things that is, you know, it's important to hold on to. And in such a fast-paced city, you know, a lot of changes happen, and we're here to just talk about the real shit, you know?
I feel like, too, I think a big part of it is we're both not from here, which I think, I mean, you've been here for 5 years. I've been here since I was fucking 7, so 12. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math. I've been here since I was 7.
Yeah.
And it feels like I'm from LA because I've lived here so long, but you know, I wasn't raised by parents that are from LA, and neither were you. And like, the people around us weren't from LA. And I feel like when we got to meet people from LA and kind of, I don't know, just be around the scene and go to the events and whatever.
And where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Texas.
Awesome. I'm from Texas, too. We already knew that, but I wanted to tell them.
I actually did not know you were from Texas.
You didn't know I was from Texas?
I thought you were from Hollister.
Girl. Well, I mean, I was born in Texas, but, like...
Where?
Amarillo, Texas.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm from Tyler.
Dude. So, we're both Texans, and...
I don't feel like one.
Not even like one
in the slightest.
But
family, no offense.
Our family is from Texas.
Well, my sisters are. My parents are not.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and no offense to people from Texas, it's just like I feel like I've been in LA for so long that that's my home, and I don't really
totally
see myself ever leaving.
Yeah.
I mean, I do in certain ways, but not I wouldn't go back to Texas.
Food's great, though, you know.
Food is bomb. That Tex-Mex is on another fucking level.
Bro.
For real.
If you guys ever, for whatever odd reason, go to Texas in the middle of nowhere, go to the Big Texan. It's pretty famous. Jackass did an episode over there.
Really?
Yeah, because they got this thing where, like, if you eat this 20 freaking pound steak with a potato and blah blah blah, you get one for free. And it's like, you know, people do these really, because everyone does things bigger in Texas, you know, so it's kind of like their
yes they do
thing. Everything.
Dude, one time I went to a bowling alley in Texas that looked like a fucking Costco. There was like 50 lanes or 100 lanes. It was fucking crazy. I was like, am I gonna get a fucking car? Like, is there a car shop in here? I don't know. It was massive. Seriously massive.
Yeah.
That was Texas for you. I was like, oh, well, you know you're in Texas when you see a fucking bowling alley that looks like a Costco. I'm serious. Okay, so I want to explain kind of a bit. Do you actually remember like how we exactly met? Do you remember? Because I don't know if I do.
I don't know if we met at like one of those like Z-list like I wonder if we met at one of those
fucking shade.
Those Z-list events where you do the little carpet things.
The step and repeat. That's the size of a bed.
That's the size of a twin size bed.
Yeah.
A newborn bed, like or if we met at a show. I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but
I know that we kind of probably ran into each other a lot because we had the same PR for a little while too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And we kind of had a lot of similar friends and kind of ran in the same circles and whatnot, but I feel like
we never were like super close though, you know? I mean, like we'd just be like, oh, hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was also I think we were both definitely in different places and hanging out with completely different crowds
of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you and I are very opposite in general,
in certain ways, but we're also very similar in a lot of ways too,
right,
in our experiences.
Totally,
you know, but we're definitely
quite
opposite. Which is probably why it works.
Yes, the whole yin and yang factor.
It's a thing,
but
there's also the parallel thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if I believe in the yin and yang thing or the parallel thing because it's
what's a parallel thing? What
where
is that?
You guys are the same.
Oh.
And why it works because you guys have the same ideas and opinions and whatever.
Got it, yeah.
It's probably a little bit of both.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you want to live in a mansion, maybe. I want to live in a van next to the beach. Same thing, right?
Well, part of me wants to do that too. But not forever.
Not forever, yeah. You would.
It's like when I'm in my fucking multi-million-dollar house.
You're going to get a van.
And I'm going to get a van and do that for like a month and then come back to my house.
Yeah.
And let my family stay at my house for a month while I'm gone.
Yeah. And then kick them out when you come back.
When I come back.
There's not enough room.
I know. Okay. How we met. Jesus, it's taking us forever to get to this part. Okay, so kind of ran into each other. When I think... And then also, like, a lot of those shows and stuff, all the performers and, like, the moms and whatever, we'd all go out to eat afterwards or something like that. I just think over time we eventually became, like, really good friends. And then...
I think over the years, I believe we met at, like, an event where there was, like, performances or something.
Most likely.
But I also remember during the summer we did this, like, street performing in Long Beach. Remember that? At the it's Huntington Beach.
Oh yeah, Huntington. Yeah, so the Surf City Nights thing.
Yeah. We used to do that a lot. I feel like every year we've known each other, we've been slowly weeding out people in our groups, you know.
Dude, 1,000 fucking %.
Yeah.
I don't have any of the same friends I had from that period of my life.
Yeah. I mean, I see pictures with people and I'm like like,
well,
how?
That's awkward.
It's like, how? You know, I feel like we're just really trying to figure out our avenues. And, you know, I think our influences have changed and somehow we're here.
I think too, like, you know, for me, I'm really, 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 really big on loyalty and, I don't know, just relationships in general. And I feel like, you know, your relationships are kind of the most important thing. And the people that are around you, I mean, that says a lot about you. And it also, you know, I don't know. I feel like And I'm not mad at these people. I used to be very mad at the people that kind of ditched me in my life. I used to be very bitter and mad about it.
Right.
And now I'm at a place where I'm like, dude, we change in our mind so much throughout our life. I mean, think about how much we've changed in the last 5 years. We've got many fucking years to go. I mean, we're young, you know? Mm-hmm. And how much you change is just kind of insane. And so I feel like when you're in certain relationships, you're around certain people, you working with different people, you're experiencing crazy shit, it changes you. And you start to think certain things are more important than other things. Like, one of my best friends, I'm not going to call her out on here.
No, I'm just kidding.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Was my best friend since I was 10. And, you know, one day she randomly fucking ditched me, and I haven't seen her, and I still haven't talked to her in a year. You know, my best friend is no longer in my life. And no explanation, no reason why. I don't even remember us ever having an argument. So it's just really weird and bizarre. And I used to be really mad at her. I was like, what the hell are you doing? You're like my homie. You're just gonna like bounce? Are you fucking kidding me? Mm-hmm. Without even talking to me and being an adult about it. But I'm at this place now where I'm like, okay, you know, she thinks this is what she's got to do for her life to evolve. In her mind, it's probably the toxic waste.
Right.
Whether it's me or a situation or whoever it is, whatever it is, she thinks that's what's best for her life. And maybe it fucking is. It probably totally is. And I look at my life now and I'm like, whoa, it's actually such a blessing. She's not that close to me anymore, because her and I have completely different vibes, completely different mindset, goals, you know, opinions about things. She thinks some things are totally cool. I cannot even fucking begin to support. And it's like, I'm not mad about it anymore, because I realize that people just outgrow each other, man. It just is. It's the way it is. And some people, as you're outgrowing individuals, and as, you know, things are happening, whatever, it's kind of wild how, you know, really one door closes and another one opens. Somebody else walks in your life and you're like, whoa, I feel like this is what I've been missing within my circle.
Right.
And I think that's kind of how it all happened. I mean, I was really depressed for a bit, because I was like, whoa, my freaking other half, just since I was a child, is gone. And, you know, I had a moment where I had no friends, because LA is really...
It's so fast-paced, and it's
so fast-paced.
I mean, it's very like a me. Like no one's feelings or no one's loyalty means anything in this area. I mean, with a lot of people, you know.
A lot.
Most, but...
That's why you hear about these stories of people that become a millionaire and kill themselves, because they're so alone. Mm-hmm. They're super alone. And that's why when I do find good friends, I really put everything into it, and I give them so much. And me and you have talked about this several times, how in pretty much every friendship, we've been the most giving, and we've given the most effort and the most attention and love. And so, like, I'm always the one driving to people. I'm always the one paying for everything.
For meals.
I'm the one canceling opportunities to be with people, because I put that shit as a priority. Mm-hmm. I'm the one doing this, that, and the other, giving gifts, making special things for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, inspiring them.
Supporting them. Going to all, if it's a performer, I go to all my friends' shows. You know, when you had things happen, I'm always there. It's like, but you do it back to me. I'm just saying, that's the kind of friend I am to people. And so when that's not reciprocated after so many years, it's fucking exhausting.
Yeah, because I mean, you're ultimately I mean, it's like, I mean, every relationship is so special, and, you know, it hurts, you know, when people betray you, and when just people don't.
And then they become an IG thought.
Right, exactly. When they become a thought. You thought.
But what's dope is I really see why things happen the way they happen, because it's almost like you have to go through this like turmoil bullshit just so you can realize who. Okay, I said it smart like the other day on Instagram. Something about how you literally have to drop the weeds so the flowers can grow. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You have to cut the weeds out.
Yeah, you got to pull them out, throw them in the trash, and...
Yeah, and I wouldn't be able to appreciate you as a friend if I hadn't happened, gone. And vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, we went through a lot of garbage. I mean, like...
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's why we both kind of, like, became very close, because here's the thing. When... You know, we're going at different shows, and you would invite me to like different things, and I'd invite you to different things. I think the reason why we became close is because we had all these people come into our lives trying to like turn us against each other, and like,
oh my God, are we gonna talk about our ex-manager?
I mean, yeah, why not? Our ex-managers. I feel like
we had the same manager. Manager is.
Z. You know, one ended up, you know, I don't know what happened to one of them. All I know is, you know, we were playing at a casino that ended up getting caught for money embezzlement with the mafia.
He was never my manager, by the way.
He was never your manager.
No.
He was just the guy that, like, he was never really my manager either.
He tried, though. He did give me a contract, and I turned it down.
And you didn't sign it. No. I didn't either.
Yeah.
Like, I think...
But the other one, I didn't sign her contract either.
What did she give us a contract?
Dude, the most fucking crazy contract.
Really?
I can't even tell you how many managers I've had with the craziest contracts. And I read them because as much as I'm a creative, I'm a fucking businesswoman. Deep down, you know, I really care about the business and the money of it all, if you know what I mean.
Totally.
And I love when artists tell me they don't read their contracts. I find that fucking hilarious.
They just get excited. They don't know.
Yeah, because, you know, I'm not trying to be screwed. Just not. Yeah. But, dude, that contract was fucking crazy. I remember being presented by a contract. The guy I had after her, the crazy one I told you about, you were never with him. You know what I'm talking about,
No, I didn't
right?
like him.
Okay.
He would look at me and he would ask me why. I think he would ask the other manager, like, why doesn't she like me? I just never got a good feeling from him.
I never did either. Mm-hmm. And I, you know, not to throw anybody under the bus, but there was somebody really pushing for him. And on my side, and I kind of let that happen for a bit, and eventually I put my foot down and basically told that person I wouldn't talk to them if they kept talking to him, and that's how that stopped, and it worked, you know. And he's gone, gone.
Good.
But yeah, his contract was fucking crazy, dude. Did I ever tell you about it?
No.
His contract literally said that if he feels like he needs to travel on my behalf, he can go anywhere he wants with first-class service, 5-star hotels, like exquisite meals, the dopest shit, and I would fit the bill for it every time, the whole thing. I'm like,
what the fuck?
That's one of the things. The other thing, I mean, there was multiple. That was bull. I read that and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He wanted 90% of my publishing. 90. I was like, tell me what thing you wrote, first of all. He wanted 90% of my publishing and all mechanicals. He wanted to have access to all my sites, all my social medias, my bank accounts. He wanted to be able to speak on my behalf. He wanted me to sign, what's that called? Something of attorney. It's basically where you can sign for people.
Yeah,
you can sign on people's. He wanted that, to be able to sign anything on my behalf. And it was like a 5-year contract.
Wait, did you sign it?
No.
Okay, that's good.
I sent him back a shit ton of things. And my lawyer was like freaking out. He was like, this is insane. And a whole bunch of very, very dark things went down from that. But as that sort of, you know, then that revealed his true colors. And somebody's never... And by the way, a contract is only as good as the person who you're signing it with, because it can say all these things, but there's so many loopholes in the world that literally, if they're a good person, they're going to do what they say they're going to do, regardless of if it's on paper or not.
Totally. I mean, there should also be a honeymoon period too.
That's what I said. I told him, I'm like, I'm not going to sign anything with you. Let's do a 6-month period and see how it goes, and let's see what you can do for me. Well, the only thing he ever presented me was a naked photo shoot, and I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, I'm a singer, not a model. I'm not, I'm a singer. I like to take pictures for my music, not for nudity. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a little messed up.
Yeah.
Are you guys following along with us?
I hope we are.
I'm gonna turn the wheel real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
I since we did this last time, even though it's not gonna be up, I'm thinking I'm gonna bring a product into every single episode, and we're gonna try it together.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so
Please do not bring fucking meth next week. I won't be doing that one.
So we're going to be smoking some meth on episode number 2, so stay tuned for that.
And sorry for getting so serious, guys. I mean, it's just, we talk about real shit. It's kind of what we do.
Yep.
Okay, so what'd you bring this week?
So this week I brought Kinder Chocolate Bueno, and it's Smacky Rosempiscanaya. I don't know if wow. Barbados.
Okay,
anyways,
what is it? Is it chocolate?
It's chocolate, and it has a hazelnut cream in the middle. It's like these. They look like Twix, but it's got
So it's like a
hazelnut.
Nutella chocolate.
Kinda, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. And Kinder Chocolate, I think it's from Germany. No, I don't know. Well, we're gonna try it nonetheless. Okay. So I'm gonna open this up.
And for those who are listening, Jesaiah is always tempting me with bad food because she knows I eat really healthy. So she brings me fucking chocolate and chips and a whole bunch of shit. And she knows I don't ever eat this stuff.
I know. It's funny. Oh, there's a little gold tab. Oh.
I went to her house in the morning and I asked her for breakfast. The first thing she hands me are fucking packaged donuts. I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you know who I am?
You're like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, sorry. Just surpass all the fruit, all the vegetables. Just go straight to the donuts.
Okay, you ready to try this?
Yeah. All right, cool. Mine has hair on it now. It's all right.
Ew.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Some ASMR.
Some ASMR.
It literally just tastes like a Twix.
Mine is the caramel, but with a milky cream in the middle.
It tastes like a Whopper. Have you had Whoppers?
Mm-hmm. That's good. I like it.
So this is, did you say from Barbados or Germany? Or both?
Well, on the package it says 8 times from Barbados. I think it's Polish.
Interesting.
Let's see how many grams of sugar this is.
Where do you find this weird shit? You always show with some fucking Japanese candy and weird shit. Where do you find this?
The gas station.
Really? Are you fucking kidding me?
China. I brought some Chinese face cream from China. It
One
works pretty
time,
good.
Jesaiah came to my house with a freaking wanted to do facials. And she brought this crazy mud mask. Where was it from again?
It was from apparently the mud of the Aztecs.
She brought some Aztec mud for her face that was freaking crazy super glue paste.
It was legit like concrete.
For real. We couldn't move our face. I know people say that when they get face masks, but this was legit. You can't move your face. Okay, so overall thing, what would you say about that chocolate?
I mean, I kind of give it a 10 because I like chocolate. How about you?
It literally tastes like every chocolate bar I've ever had, which is good.
You're not really a sweet connoisseur, huh?
No, I am. That's why I hate you for bringing it around, because I'm trying to avoid eating that stuff.
Bad influence on your life.
It ain't.
Yeah.
And which is a really dope perspective because you can start to understand why people do what they do. Instead of going, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go, why? What led you to that? what series of events and what mindset made you do that?
Or think that way.
Like, I think if we teach people to kind of get in other people's head and kind of learn instead of being so accusing and so, but that's social media too. It just makes it worse. It does. The hate is fucking real on social media. I have to turn my phone off sometimes.
I mean, the less apps, the better. I mean, there's a lot of I read a news thing on this morning that was like ridiculous. It was like on Daily Mail, which is like the worst place you can find fucking news, because it's like their headlines are just so bad. I mean, they're obviously, in order to they're obviously there to like get your attention and whatnot, but
yeah,
even then it's like, God, I gotta find this shit because it's ridiculous.
Dude, when Snapchat got that news feature,
Literally,
I deleted my
Snapchat.
Your phone's causing that. As soon as Snapchat got that news thing on their app or whatever, that's when I deleted my Snapchat, because it got to be
really bad.
Really bad.
I just re-downloaded Snapchat and I'm looking at this shit on the news.
You see what I'm saying?
And it's such a fucking, like, I see kids on like TikTok and fucking Snapchat just scrolling, getting like 5 seconds of satisfaction, going. And I'm just like, for hours, my nieces, and they're like 8 and like 5, they know how to work all that shit, and they're on there hours. And I'm like, we're literally training our generations to be fucking zombies.
Totally.
Enslaved. Like TikTok, bro. It's like 5 seconds of satisfaction. And that's why the attention spans on every human being is getting shorter and shorter. And everybody doesn't know how to interact with each other. And like headlines like, oh, well, fucking, let's just look at this. Taylor and Katie's 6-year war explained. Or next on Daily Mail, fucking OJ denies hot tub sex with Kris Jenner. Next, lesbian kills and cuts up son. Like, this is on a fucking platform
that kids are on.
Yeah. And they're looking at this shit all the fucking time. And here on Vice, I interviewed 2 dealers who scam festival goers. Like, what are we feeding our kids' minds? It's just garbage.
It is.
I mean, I don't know. And like, kids don't need to be learning about that stuff, but also...
they do.
They do, but not in the way that it's being presented,
Totally. And I think, too, how much celebrity and fame has become the most important thing you can be. It's more important to be famous than to be happy. And as far as the way that society is. And I think, because you and I live in LA and we're in the business and we're in a lot of sessions and we work with a lot of people, our schedules are busy, we fucking see celebrities and famous people all the time. Like,
right.
It's normal. It's normal. And you meet these people and you see how fucking depressed they are, and how
fucked up
and like fucked up they are.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. And even I watched something that I love Cardi B, dude. I fucking love her. I was watching something that she said, and she's like, I always thought, like, when I was younger, like, why are these celebrities killing themselves? Why are they, like, hating their life? Like, I would just love to be rich and love to do all these things. She goes, and here I am going, whoa, I totally get it. This is such a shallow and sad, depressed, lonely place to be.
Yeah.
It's not what you want.
It's really not what you want.
It's like it takes a very, very put together and strong, thick-skinned individual to be able to handle all those fucking people, knowing all those fucking people at any moment could just completely hate you and say and want you dead and send packages to your house and follow you.
Following.
Dude, can I just tell the quickest little story about something like that?
Yeah, please.
I told you I dated a very famous person.
Yes.
I went on like 3 or 4 dates with this person who was
like, can we talk about the rating of how famous this person is? Like
he's so famous.
Like how could we compare him into another celebrity, like fame level, you know? Like
he's very famous.
Yeah.
He does all like the Wango Tango shows, and he does, you know, he's on the Billboard charts. He's huge.
Like he pretty much has half of the population of girls on this world chasing after him, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's not Bieber, guys.
Not to Bieber. Yeah, not to.
It's not. Dude, I would have loved
like
that
Bieber.
if I was younger. If I was younger, I would have loved if Bieber fucking dated me.
Yeah.
But no, this person I met, and we really vibed, and we went on a few dates, which were really fucking cool to me at the time. They were really fun and whatever. But the problem was we didn't have any spark, and that's kind of why he wanted to really date me, and I didn't. I have to. I'm such a songwriter. Like, I have to have this passionate connection and like this, you know, Getaway Lovers, like young love feeling in order for me to feel. You have to have spark. You have to be so like. They have to make you nervous and like. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. My boyfriend of almost 2 years still makes me like nervous when I see him, like excited.
Shout out, Luke.
Shout out. He's still like, I still get giddy when I go see him. Like, and I've been together with him almost 2 years, you know? So I have to have that feeling. Otherwise I don't, whatever. Anyways, to talk to this guy and see his level of fame and experience it firsthand. And, you know, we went to dinner and we had to walk in at different times because of the paparazzi and leave at different times. And we had to make sure he rented the entire restaurant out. We had to make sure that there was nobody that could see, nobody could take pictures. All the waiters and everything had to put their phones away. I mean, it was extensive shit.
I mean, a lot to go.
For a fucking dinner. And I told him, I said, if we ever do this again, we can just like go to your house or mine. I know I was never going to bring him to my parents' house, but.
Right.
Because I was, you know, fully living with my parents at the time. But, you know, let's go somewhere private because you don't need to do all this. This is like, this is really crazy.
And you guys are young. Like, how old were you when this went down?
This was right before my ex-boyfriend. So 18, 19.
I mean, like, that's a lot for you to handle it so young, I would assume.
Yeah. And, you know, it was cool to me because I was like, this is really interesting. I'd never experienced it. It wasn't cool to me because he was famous. It was just cool because it was a new vibe, a new, like, fresh, something I'd never seen before. And what was even crazier was the screaming girls that follow him and are very aggressive and
crazy,
very invasive. And he didn't like it.
Well, yeah.
He didn't like it. And it was very annoying to him. And he's like, I have to be very careful about what I say because I don't want them to feel like I don't like the support, and they support my songs and they come to my shows and whatever. But he didn't like it. He was really depressed about the shit. He doesn't. His family is followed. You know, he's like, the paparazzi follow my family no matter where we travel to, and he's from across the pond. You know, so even here, no matter where he goes, he's followed, and people are taking pictures, and he can't even go to the grocery store. He's like, I haven't been to the grocery store in 5 years. I have an assistant. I cannot even go to the grocery store. I cannot walk in a grocery store. And so what I'm saying is people think fame is like so dope, and because of the way that the media glorifies celebrity, the idea of a celebrity, and especially social media where your following has become whether you're a celebrity or not.
Right.
You know, it's a really shallow life. And that's why you have to have these good, really genuinely good people around you. And what's cool is I'm probably going to see this guy again at some point in my life.
You guys
I'll run
are
into
still
him.
Friends. I mean, you guys ran into each other the other day.
Not the other day.
It was a while ago. Like, sorry.
My boyfriend's going to be like, you ran into him the other day? No. Before me and my boyfriend ever started dating.
Yeah.
I ran into him almost 2 years ago, Jess. Jesus Christ.
God, it feels like so long.
Yeah, I ran into 2 years, about a year and a half.
Because you guys are just friends.
Yeah. And I ran into him, and it was, we talked for like 30 minutes, and we caught up, and he's really cool. Like, he's a really cool guy, and he's just a total deep down, like, hometown dude. He's not, it's kind of weird that he's famous when you meet him. You're like, you don't see him.
That's
like
good, though. That's good.
It's like you meet Cardi B, and you can totally see how she's fucking famous.
Yeah.
Because she's like, oh,
yeah.
And she's just so, like, out there and outspoken. Like, you could see somebody like that being famous. I would never know that he was famous if I was on a fucking stranded island.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know he was famous when I met him. Because that's how out of pop culture I am.
That's a good thing, though. You know, he probably respected the fact that you treated him like a real human being.
You have to. I mean, they are real human beings, and they're going through shit.
Yeah. And everyone around them is telling them what they think they want to hear. And, you know, I feel like it's...
You were best friends with somebody who's very famous.
Yeah.
We don't have to say the person's name or go too much into it, but you know.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say it. Yeah.
But you were very close.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I had a friend when I first came out here that, you know, I have a friend of, you know, them and their family. And, you know, you just see how things affect people. And
you see how fame and money
can change somebody. Yeah, I mean, you can do you know, everything in the world for a person and be a great friend. But if, you know, you never know, like, if somebody comes by, like, you know, in this case, you know, I think it's not just the fame that got in the way. It was people trying to use them, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, me and my friend, I would always tell them the truth, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I believe, you know, I believe they started kind of having other people, friends, quote unquote, come around and just tell them lies and just, you know, boost their bubble, like, oh yes, it looks great, or oh yeah, that's awesome, you should totally do it. You're amazing.
There's nobody like you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think
they start to believe that.
Exactly. And
they forget.
They manipulate them.
Yeah.
You know, they're just using them for the money, for the space, and blah, blah, blah. And
for the association, even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know that they were famous. I mean, back then, they were kind of just getting started. Now, they're on lots of everything that I'm not going to be too explicit. I'm not going to, talk about all the details, but, you know... What's crazy is to see these people get trapped, because when a lot of artists in particular don't have a lot of friends, and especially the ones that are more introverted or 100%. Paranoid, they get manipulated easier.
Definitely.
And I saw that happen. I was, you know, I would tell the truth, and because I told my friend the truth, you know, they just kind of went off, and they're like, you know, we're not friends anymore. Like, you know, they flipped out, and, you know, people say wrong things, and I might have said something that didn't sit well with her, but I was telling her the truth. And at the end of the day, you know, people lose a lot of people that they actually love, like their village in the industry. It's so important to really... Sia and Labyrinth put out a new song recently called No New Friends. And that is a golden rule in the industry, because you really can't have new friends, because you don't know who's actually there for you as a person, as a human being,
right? As
friends, as family, or just there to use you, because there's so many fucking people who are clout chasers out here, you know?
Literally everybody. And even if they think they're not going to turn down something that's in it for them.
Exactly. And a lot of people are really good at hiding that shit. And then some not so much, you know? Like,
some it's just fucking obvious.
Yeah.
But even, I mean, here's another thing too. You know how much I love Kanye.
Oh yeah.
Fucking love Kanye. He's incredible. Like a very one of the realest fucking artists out there. Also, not because of his music and how genius it is, but because he talks about this shit too. He talks about the real. He's not an industry guy. He's a fucking...
I mean, he says it in an erratic way, but like...
But that's how...
He needs to
unfortunately, half of the shit he's saying is fucking erratic.
But it's true.
It's true.
It's all true.
It is that crazy. It is that fucking crazy.
But people are just painting the picture that he's insane.
Yeah.
But he's not.
And, Kanye, for instance, he was with Amber Rose, and he's talked about feeling like, he had that song called Gold Digger and people that are whatever. And Amber Rose, dude, she's a bad bitch, and I'm not at all hating on her. I think the slut walk thing she does is really dope. I think she's turned her success into something really beautiful, and I have no hate toward her, so I don't even want to go on that train, because I'm not calling her a gold digger or a slut or whatever. I'm just saying based on this one specific experience. And he talked about getting with Kim, and he's like, what was really dope about it was, you just can't trust. You can't, no new friends, right? You can't trust anybody that you meet. You don't know what they want. And it might take them 10 years for you to find out what they've been doing. I mean, look at Wendy Williams' husband, fucking had a baby with some other bitch, and he was her manager, and he had financial input in every single thing. And he was getting paid off so much money from her show. Yeah. And, stabbed her in the back all those years. They had a kid. I mean, everything. You just never know.
I mean, karma. But
it's coming for him. It's coming. But what he said was really dope about Kim was Kim had her own fucking thing. She was already a multimillionaire when they met. She already had the show. She already had all the clothing lines, all the fragrance, the makeup. I mean, all the branding deals, the social media. I mean, she had her fucking shit already. And so he knew that there wasn't much in it for her to date him, because she already had what he had.
Yeah.
And
more.
He thought, even to himself, he's like, to be honest, she's kind of risking her brand to be with me because I'm so outspoken, and she's not. She's a
businesswoman, very strategic and smart when it comes to things that she says.
Their brands don't match.
Exactly.
And he goes, it's kind of almost, it could be bad on her side to be with me. He's like, that's when I knew, like, whoa, she fucking loves me, because she's, she doesn't need anything from him. She just wants to be with him. And I find situations like that where those are the exceptions on the no new friends thing, because, well, you know that there isn't even a possibility of somebody wanting something from you when they already have what you have. That's why you see a lot of famous people being friends with other famous people, because they're like, oh my God, you totally know what I'm going through.
Yeah.
You totally know what it's like to have this much notoriety and money and fame.
They don't want anything from
And they
them.
don't want it because they already have it.
Yeah.
So they're like, I don't need to get anything from you.
I mean, and the more big you get, the more extreme it gets, I mean, like, I feel like
Definitely.
You and I both kind of got a little taste of that with just people around us who like knew of like just little things that we've done,
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I got my mom out of parking tickets from the police officer in our small town. Like, people who used to like bully me or whatever, blah, blah, blah. When I became like kind of like, what do you call it?
When you were on American Idol.
Right. Okay, so story. I was on American Idol, and at the time I was living in a small town. And, a small town, there's not really much to do but get pregnant and do meth. But,
True.
When you get out of high school. No, for real, though, it's a huge meth problem.
Yeah.
But anyway, at the time, everybody freaked out. And it was so interesting to see this small town just change their colors, people.
Definitely.
People who like bullied me in school were super nice. Even the teachers that were total pricks, super great. I would get out of class early. The police officer would let me leave campus, whatever. My mom almost got a parking ticket. And I was like, I had to go up to the door.
You see how people change. You just
change. And it's
Dude,
insane.
the people that fucking hated me in school, like, listen to my songs, and my songs are on their playlist now. It's pretty wild.
And that's weird, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and people would treat you different knowing, like, the things you've done in, like, the acting world and the music world.
Yeah. They do. And if they know you know somebody, I mean, one of my really, really good friends recently got very famous, and I've known her since she was a child. And, you know, nobody cared that I was her friend then, but they care now. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She don't talk to me. She got famous and stopped talking to me.
Relatable. Shout out to the friends.
Dude, we hung out one week, and, like, the next week she unfollowed me. It was really weird. Really weird. Yeah, she disappeared.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, yeah.
It's typical.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But, you know, still people are like, whoa, you, like, knew her. Like, oh, can we hang out? Like, me, or I've had friends text me, like, you know, why don't we go hang out? Like, you know, we can all go to the beach, just me, you, and maybe your friend, her. Like, you know, and I'm like,
ew.
I'm like, no.
No.
If you want to hang out with her, you fucking hit her up.
Yeah.
Don't hit me up.
Dude, I feel like, yeah.
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 It's a thing.
Or they'll even ask you, or like if you have like a social media, like they'll be like, "Hey, can you put a post of me like on your profile?" Or I once went on a date.
Oh God.
I once went on a date, and by a date, I met up with this person at a bar, and they were already kind of drunk, I guess. But you know, we were dancing and stuff, and they took my phone. Right? They grabbed my phone out of my hand and started like taking a bunch of videos and like tagging.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, excuse me. She's like, I want to do some posts of us like on my social media. And like they were bugging me like, hey, post, you know, can you post my da-da-da? Like obviously they were using me for.
That's so crazy.
Isn't that so stupid?
Yeah. She
was really pretty too, but like it don't matter.
Okay. We got to switch the topic.
Yeah, we got to.
Speaking of you going on a date with a girl, it's Pride Month.
Is it?
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's Pride Month.
Got it.
And they had the big LA Pride Festival.
Right.
Which I didn't go to this year because I didn't even know it was happening. But I went last year. Last year was fun. Did you go this year?
I didn't go this year.
Did you go to any Pride events at all?
No, I've just been working.
Dude, same. I literally was in a session when I found out that the festival was happening.
Right.
I was like, oh. Someone told me, like, we just got back from Pride Festival. I was like, wait.
That already happened?
That happened? He's like, yeah, it's over. I was like, what? What the fuck? But, dude, don't you, okay, this is like so funny, but don't you love the fucking aesthetics on social media when it's Pride Month? Everything's a fucking rainbow.
Everything.
Like Instagram, all the hashtags, everything, even on your profile.
Yeah,
I saw that.
It was like a rainbow.
Yeah. I think it's so cool.
It's so cool. They should keep it that way, honestly. You have all the fangirls, right? Who are like hardcore dancing at your concert. Right next to those fangirls, you have the awesome, like flamboyant gay guys.
Yeah.
Just strutting their stuff.
Having so much fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's very liberating.
Definitely. Dude.
Music.
Dude, when I went to Pride Week last year, I didn't go to the festival because it's like too much money. Yeah. Stupid. But on Santa Monica, they have the whole
the parade
thing, and like all the bars are open, and it's like it's a fucking party.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend went with me last year.
Aww,
and a few of our friends. Yeah. He's awesome. And it was his first Pride. And I was like, come to Pride with me. I thought he was going to say no because he's so fucking straight.
So straight.
He's so like alpha straight, alpha man straight. But he came and we had a really good time. But anyways, I remember being there last year. Dude, by the way, he and I have some fucking cute pictures from Pride. I showed you them, right?
Them.
When
yeah,
I had the pink
wig.
Yeah. And we, like, I remember, you know, we were kind of chilling before or whatever. We smoked weed, so we were, like, really fucking chill. And we were walking up, and we Ubered there because the parking was going to be bad. And we walked up, and we could hear kind of the noise kind of from, you know, far away. And the really, like, closer we got to it, it just got louder and louder and louder. And we walked up there, and, like, I'm looking around, like, oh, like, people of every kind fucking celebrating and having the best fucking time. And I was like, dude, I don't care what people say. Straight people don't act like this. I was like, this is fucking awesome. I was like, if anything, fucking straight people need to learn from this, because the amount of support and like fun times and good vibes that come from that whole scene is incredible. And that was my first time really seeing that. I mean, if you guys have never been to Pride, you need to go to a Pride, because there is nothing like it.
Yeah.
It is so beautiful, and you know, it's put together so well. Like, it aesthetically looks really amazing, and the outfits and the floats they made for the parade, and the way all the bars are like set up, and it looked awesome. And
shoot, I want to go now. I mean, like,
we can go next year.
Missed it. Yeah, next year
we can go next year. But and they have Prides, you know,
all over,
and they're still doing events, I think, because it's still Pride Month. You know,
I've always gone during the night, and like it's always been kind of sketch at night.
Yeah. I didn't go at night. I went during the day.
But
I went for like 4
great.
hours during the day.
Oh wow,
dude, I got really drunk, and and it's also why I mean, I'm not a big partier. You know, I
know
I like working, but
no shame. It was Pride.
Yeah, unless it's Pride. And I don't go clubs. I mean, I don't go to clubs. I don't even like clubbing. But when I do get in the vibe for it, I go to gay clubs. I told you, like, I'll go to the Abbey, because
it's the best.
It's the people are actually like freely having fun.
Yeah.
And no one's there to just fucking grind and fuck.
Yeah.
Like straight clubs.
Like, where's the bar service? And they're like listening to like what's on like the radio. Where at gay clubs like the Abbey, they'll be playing freaking Lady Gaga and Britney Spears. Obviously, those are the two staple queens.
Yeah.
Men are having a great time, just fucking having the best time.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
And you don't feel intimidated either. You don't feel...
No, you don't feel like a piece of fucking prey.
Yeah, exactly. You're not afraid that somebody's gonna like...
Except the first time I went to the Abbey with my boyfriend. Did I tell you what happened?
No.
This girl came up and slapped my ass.
Oh my God.
I didn't even know. I told you it was dyke night, and I didn't even know.
Yeah, it must have been Thursday.
Yeah. She fucking slapped my ass, and I was like, oh, you know, I was like, what the fuck happened? And I was holding hands on my boyfriend, and she walked up to my boyfriend like boldly, you know, and she's like, your girlfriend is really fucking hot. You're super lucky.
Oh my God.
And he's like, she is. Thank you.
Oh. Wait, dude, what does she look like? Like what? Like I want to like.
She was actually really pretty.
Yeah.
She had really short hair, not like a bob hair.
Yeah.
And it was brown, like a dark brown. But I mean, that's what it looked like in that fucking lighting. I don't know. She was dressed. I don't know. She was kind of hippie dressing.
She sounds cute.
Yeah, sounds like your type.
Yeah, I like hippies.
She was cool. She seemed cool. She had to have been super lit, because she slapped my ass really hard.
I know, that was a really bold move.
She slapped it really hard.
Really?
Like I had a little tiny bruise the next day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was drunk.
Dude, I mean, you're like, okay.
I was like, whoa, what happened? So, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Anything you want to say for while we wrap up this part about Pride Week?
You know, the only time I ever went to like an actual Pride parade was actually on accident, and I was like 12 or 13.
Oh my God.
And you know, San Francisco is
the biggest.
I mean, it's where it started.
Yeah.
Everything started in the Castro district.
Yeah.
And so I was there doing some studying at like 13 at this acting, singing, whatever performance school.
Yeah.
And I got out of school, right? And I call my family on my little Nokia flip phone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, we're coming around the corner. So I'm going in the corner, and all you just see is a street just flood with color. And like all these fucking people start coming, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? I didn't even know what gay people was back then, because I was very sheltered. And I remember this big tranny lady in this big like foo-foo feather thing like told me to come join them. And I'm like, okay. So I'm in the front of this pride parade.
Shut the
fucking dancing
up.
with all these people, and my parents call me like, "Hey, where are you at? We're at in front," and I'm passing them on the middle of the street. I'm like, "Hi, Mom, hi, Dad," and they're at the stoplight. They're like, "Jesaiah,"
they're like, "No,
get in the car
get
right
in the
now.
car. You cannot support this." That's so funny.
They were not like that, but like, you know, they're like, "Jesaiah, come on, you're gonna get hurt." Blah blah. I mean, I'm a young 13-year-old kid in the middle of San Francisco, but. That was
fucking incredible.
Yeah, I just remember it was just such a freaking cool
How dope
experience.
is that?
But
dude, I'm telling you, I've just had the most fun at, you know, with that community. Like, I have a fucking connection to LGBT people. Like, I just do. I don't know why. I feel like
you feel more comfortable, like it's actually, you feel more authentic in
I feel like I can talk about anything because they've experienced some fucking crazy judgment, and so they know what it's like to just have to fucking express some shit.
Totally.
So I feel, I don't know, I've always had, okay, also because I'm from Texas and I'd never seen a gay person, or I'd never even seen a black person, and I never, as a kid, and you know, I moved to California, and it was like a whole
nother world.
Which I fucking love because it's important to see diversity. It's important to know that there are people that don't look like you and whatever. Really important. And it changes your mind a lot because you're like, whoa, okay, it's not all about me and whatever. And I remember seeing this guy when I was in LA. I was like 8 years old. I will never fucking forget this. We were driving around looking at stuff because we hadn't really done much. And we were looking around and driving around. We got to West Hollywood. And I saw this guy walking down the street, and he had this fucking bright pink sequins
dress or what?
Dress.
Oh wow.
Dress. But it wasn't a girl. He wasn't like transgender. He was a guy. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. I remember thinking he looked so fucking cool. I was like, how fun is that? And the only time I'd ever seen guys dressed like girls was in plays.
Right.
But it was almost kind of a joking manner. It wasn't so serious. And I was like, whoa, that is so fucking cool. And my parents at the time were like, you know, my parents are way cooler now, and they've lived in LA for so long.
Our parents have adapted.
You know. But, you know, I'm not mad at them because, you know, when you come from a certain thing, you think it's a certain way.
Shoot, when we moved to California from Texas, too, my parents were, like, so surprised. I mean, we had a neighbor next to us who was a guy, like interracial gay couple, and then from across of us was two lesbians. Like, it shook their whole world. Yeah. But I mean, our parents are so. I mean, we're pretty. I mean, they're pretty. Like whatever, you know.
Yeah. I mean, my mom's an agent. She has tons of gay clients. She fucking loves them. And my dad works with a lot of gay people that he fucking loves. So it's just, you know, you adapt as your environment changes. But, you know, I just remember thinking he was so cool. And I didn't know why. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I've always had, like, so many of my friends. I mean, I remember. Can I tell this story?
Totally.
You don't care?
I don't know what story we're talking about, but I'm totally for it.
Okay, cool. I remember when you told me, I mean, you're with a guy now. Let's say that first.
Oh, yeah, I'm with a guy.
Which is really fucking weird.
So weird.
But I like the guy, so I'm glad.
Yeah, he's sweet.
He is really sweet. He's awesome. But I remember when, because we were always friends, you know, but we got closer over time. I remember when you told me that you were gay. I remember this specific thing. And this was such a cool day for me. Okay, so
we were at that event.
Yeah. That thing for Madison?
I don't know. It was like a pop TV
for the pop
show.
Game.
Yeah,
for
pop
Madison.
Game.
Yeah. And literally a week before that, I had a friend that we both know. And she was hanging out with me. And I think I brought you up because I remember seeing you on Instagram or something. I thought your outfit was super cute or something. And she's like, I think she's gay. I think she had heard it from somebody.
Really?
And I was like, no.
I've never even heard this story.
I've never told you.
Oh my God. Okay.
I've never told you. I never told you this.
Yeah.
I figured one day I would, but she told me, and she's like, I think she's gay. And I was like, no, she's not. Come on. Jesaiah's not gay. And she's like, I think she is. And I was like, okay, cool. A week later, I saw you at that event.
Yeah.
And remember, we were standing in line to get to check in so we could sign those waivers.
Right.
And we were updating each other on life. And I was like, sure, you're like, what have you been doing? I'm like, I've been on FaceTime a lot because my ex-boyfriend and I were brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
And I was like, he's in Detroit with his family and I miss him and I'm just on FaceTime. And you're like, I'm on FaceTime too with somebody who's in New York. And I was like, oh my God, tell me about him. And you're like, well, I don't know. I'm kind of a private person. Something like that. And I was like, okay.
I think I kept describing you like they. Like I kept saying they.
You kept saying they. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then after I kept hearing you say they so many times, I was like, I remembered what that girl had told me.
Right.
And I was like, Jess, is it a girl? And you were like,
I died inside.
Do you remember me asking you that?
Yeah.
Were you freaking out?
You're like, so is this a person? And I'm like, no. And then you're like, well, is it a girl? And I just like, I died. I don't know. I remember.
And then, do you remember what I said after that?
I don't know. I think I was like, when you get nervous and you start like not hearing anything.
Yeah. And I was like, Jess, it's like totally fucking cool. I was like, tell me all. Remember? I was like, tell me all about her. Remember?
Oh, yeah, I do.
I was like, tell me. And then you sat by me that whole thing and we talked about it. I was like, tell me everything. And you remember you started crying and you hugged me and you were like, thank you so much. I was like, dude,
yeah.
I was like, I don't care. Are you kidding me? I was like, I love you.
Oh,
that was such a dope. I remember that. That was a beautiful moment because I was just like, I don't know. I just didn't fucking care. I was like, that's awesome. Like, good for you, dude. I was so proud of you because we were totally in a community of people at the time. I mean,
that a lot of them weren't okay with that.
Weren't okay with it. And, you know, I could tell you were maybe going through something. I could feel it from you. I didn't know what, but I could tell you were going through something. And just knowing that that's what it was, I was like, oh my God, like, please just like tell everybody already. I'm like, fuck them.
Just go on Instagram and do like a public post. Well,
hi everybody.
Hi.
But yeah,
I mean, I think, yeah. I mean, I remember that day. I think, I think you were honestly...
Jess. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What's wrong?
Honestly, I think you were the first person here in LA that I could like finally be real with, I know we knew each other for years, but like, it took, that was like a really, really special moment because I knew you weren't judging, like you weren't going to judge me for what I've, done and you still don't. And I think that's why we're such good friends now is because I know we don't judge each other for our ways of life.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we have a lot in common. And a lot of stuff we don't have in common. And, it really was so comfortable. It was such a good feeling knowing that you accepted me in that moment when nobody else did. So yeah. I appreciate that.
Dude, of course. Give me up.
Oh,
God. Dude, of course. Are you kidding? Yeah, I think the reason why I feel that way is because, like, I've been through so much shit and been judged for it, and I know, I mean, different a different situation.
Different situations, but yeah, nonetheless.
I'm like, I want the manliest man.
Give me him.
Yeah.
You only deserve the manliest of men. I'm telling you. Watch out, men. You can't handle this Spitfire.
Oh my God, dude. It's true. I feel like because I've been through so much shit and been judged for it too, I just like connect to people who are feeling, I connect to the underdog, if that makes sense. I connect to the person who's like really trying, and you kind of can't help it to be a certain way. I mean, how am I going to tell you can't be fucking the way you are? I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
Literally, I either have the choice to accept people for what they are, or not be friends with them, because I can't change people. You can't change people. Mm-hmm. You know?
You can't change people.
You can't. And I have friends that I didn't accept who they were.
Right.
Not in that way. You know, if somebody was like, you know, gay or transgender, one of my best friends became transgender, you know? Like, I don't care.
Totally.
It's and I knew him 5 years as a guy, and now he's a girl, and I don't care. I don't care. It's just like it's not that. It's more like, I don't accept certain things in people. Like, if I know you're a fucking liar, you're a bad person, I don't accept that. I really don't. And I don't have to be friends with that. But when it comes to those types of things, like identity and sexuality and, you know, the things you want to do in life and whatever, as long as you have a pure heart about it, I have no problem.
You're not hurting anybody.
You're not hurting anybody. That's why I could never understand why people got so mad about people being gay, because I'm like, how the fuck are you going to be mad at someone that's doing something that doesn't even at all affect you?
Exactly.
It doesn't affect you at all.
And I mean, you know, even in your case, it's like, I mean, obviously, you're the straightest woman I know. You are all woman, Laci, and that is amazing. You know, like,
that's hilarious.
I'm serious. Like, the straightest woman, and it's awesome that you just, like, I mean, over the years, you, because of your openness and because of the fact that you understand everybody's different, and you can't change people's mindsets.
Yeah,
and you also can't make everybody happy.
100%.
And I think, you know, at the very beginning of our knowing each other, I slowly saw that you were becoming the person that you were really meant to be, because you stopped holding on to the fact that you needed to keep everyone happy.
Yeah.
Because it's not your job.
I was very concerned about my parents' happiness.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was holding you back from really being who you are. And you know, we can't blame our parents. I mean, our parents want the best for us, you know.
They are doing the best that they think they can do with what they have.
Exactly.
And I don't hold any grudges against them.
No.
I think they were doing what they thought was right, and so I'm not mad at them about that. I don't agree with everything. Mm-hmm. And they know. Yeah. And it honestly, I thought it would ruin our relationship. It made it better.
It makes it better.
Because now they know who I am, and they're not mad about it. Because
and you don't have to suppress yourself. You don't have to hide anything. You don't have to pretend like you're something or wear something that is not you.
Right. And you realize that when you do that, when you get to that breaking point of going, I cannot be something I'm not anymore. I can't deal with this. I just can't. I definitely cracked the whip very hard on my parents. Very abruptly. But that's because I was going through something in my head that had built up a crazy amount of resentment over all the years.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you hold things in, you explode eventually. Exactly. And I exploded. My mom remembers the day I exploded. I mean, she was my manager, and I cut her out of everything one day. I literally woke up at fucking 5 a.m. and changed the passwords to all my social media, all my websites. I cut her off of everything. I moved my bank account to my own name. I did everything. I mean, I grabbed my independence by the balls.
Yeah. I mean,
if you know what I mean.
You cut the umbilical cord.
I cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
And
Or balls, either or. Balls or umbilical.
Either way,
one works.
I cut them.
You cut them.
And, you know, it was fucking the best thing I ever did for myself. One of the best things. And my mom was very, very hurt because she thought I was cutting her out.
Right.
And I wasn't. And that's what held me back for so long, was I was worried about that feeling she was going to have. And that's the feeling she did have. And we had a huge, huge breakthrough in our relationship. We didn't talk for a little while. We had a few months where we didn't talk. I mean, it was pretty bad.
I can imagine.
She cried. I mean, we're very, you know how close my mom and I are.
And you guys are both very passionate.
Italians.
Italians.
And yeah, we are. And we didn't talk for a bit. And that was really hard for me because I was like, oh shit, am I causing this? Am I, you know? But I just knew deep down that I was doing the right thing. And it was something that was long overdue. You
were done feeling guilty for other people's feelings that you couldn't control.
Exactly. And she, because of that, learned, and I helped her with this. I said, Mom, you're living your life through me. You're finding happiness in my life. Yeah. And that is not where that's supposed to come from. I said, you're hurting yourself while you're doing this. While you think you're helping yourself, you're hurting yourself.
And, you know, parents get stuck in that all the time. I mean,
it happens all the time.
For 18 plus years. I mean,
it becomes your life.
It becomes their life.
And that's why people always say, like, I don't want to have a kid. It's going to ruin my life. It's not going to ruin your life. It's going to take over your life. It's going to become your life. And I think my mom, I told her, I said, you got to find a hobby. You got to find something to do.
Something she wants to do.
That for you. Mm-hmm. For you. And, you know, and all these years being my manager, you know, she kind of fell in love with the business and fell in love with all of that. And now, these years later, she's an agent.
She's an agent.
She's an acting agent.
Killing the game.
She's killing it, and she found something that she loves. And, you know, I'm so happy for her. And the minute she told me, I've been fucking encouraging and I just want her to be happy. And I'm like, I'm so happy you're happy and you're doing this for you, and you're killing it and whatever. And she is my agent, and it's cool. Yeah. And what's good about that is she just tells me to do the auditions when they come in. I don't even have to
It doesn't get personal. It's a business level.
It doesn't get personal. Whereas manager, that's very personal.
That's plus it's your mom, so it's like a momager.
It's day to day. So, and I don't want that helicopter mom vibe.
Exactly.
So
it makes me so happy. Your mom does seem so happy, and like she's doing such a good job. Like I really feel like she's found the one thing that she was meant to do all along.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and I never thought our relationship was. We fought a lot. You remember?
Yeah, girl, I remember.
In public.
In public. Yeah.
We fought a lot.
Italians.
But
it's not Italian, but you know.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. We fought to a point that was very dangerous. I mean, it got bad. It got bad a few times. Pretty bad.
Right.
And I didn't like that because I didn't want to hurt my mom, and I didn't want to have that kind of relationship. I didn't want it to be toxic, and it was getting toxic. And I didn't know at the time why I was having so much resentment and why, whatever. But when I finally did that, pulled that move and whatever, years later, I'm like, whoa, that was just totally what the thing was. Because we barely fight now. We have such a good relationship.
Yeah.
I've found my lane that makes me happy for me, and she found her lane that makes her happy for her. And we are so much better together because of it. And that's what and that's when you realize, whoa, you have to make yourself happy in order for everything else to be good. You have to love yourself in order to love other people.
Yes, we were just talking about this a little earlier, you know? I mean,
it's true though.
It is true. I mean, it is true. I mean, you can't, like, you can be missing whatever in a relation Are we good?
Mm-hmm. We're just at 80 minutes, so they're probably time to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're probably gonna comp some of this out too of our rambling about politics, but or not. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know what we're talking about, but
just that you have to love yourself in order to love other people.
Totally. I mean, you can want something from a relationship to be better with like your partner or a friend or your family, but at the end of the day, it all starts with you. And,
definitely.
We have to be accountable for making ourselves happy. Say you had a clone of yourself, like how are you going to make that person feel loved?
Yeah.
That's what you need to do for yourself, because you're never going to be fulfilled in any relationship if you're not fulfilling yourself in your relationship with yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's true.
Yup.
It's true. And on that note, thank you guys for joining us. We rambled a lot, but that's kind of, I guess, what this thing is about.
Yep.
And, we're brutally fucking honest on this podcast, and because we're brutally honest to each other. And what's cool is we're really good friends, and this is like what we do when we hang out, is just talk about shit. So it's cool to record it.
Yeah, might as well record it while we
make a podcast out of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know when we're going to actually post these, but
guess we're gonna have to figure it out. We're gonna be doing cool things, like I mean, I know for a fact that this podcast, I mean, this is like our first one, so I'm sure we're gonna figure out.
It's just gonna grow, and I'm excited because we are finally doing something that we're working together on. I mean, we've been talking about working together on things for so long, and here we are finally doing something together. So it's really cool, and I'm pretty fucking stoked.
Yeah, I'm stoked too. Guys, you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much if you made it to this part. I appreciate you guys being here. And this is
Not So Hollywood. And if you guys want to follow us on social media, tell them your account.
You can follow us on the Instagram.
At Not So Hollywood Podcast.
Yep.
And then our personal Instagrams, mine is at Laci Mercede. It's LACIMERCEDE. And Jesaiah
is JESAIAH.
It's just at Jesaiah. And also those accounts on the Not So Hollywood Podcast Instagram are in the bio. So you could just click on our personal Instagrams through there.
Yeah.
So anyways, thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next week. And remember to fucking love yourself. Okay, bye.